Shalawam, shalawam. Alright, first and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. And Shalawam to the Lord's hopeful elect, 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. It's your brother Yahawah, back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, and Kakadash. No other name that we call upon, no other God we serve, man. The Father and the Son is who we worship at the end of the day. Okay, and we do that 100%, and until we either get took away, martyred, or until we go into those chariots, Lord willing, Yahawah. Alright, so this will be another little lunch break lesson. Alright, and I'm just gonna flow in the spirit. I was reading a little bit. I'm really just gonna go where the spirit guides me. I was just watching the brother Abanaya's live on YouTube, going into the law, most definitely, and how we must keep it. So I want to just flow off the spirit of that and just wherever I go. So this is 2nd Esdras 9:30. And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Yasharahla, and mark my words, thou seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring forth in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. So the laws, commandments, and statutes was set up for us to do them forever. They were set up for us to partake in them forever. The Shabbat, right? Forever. These feast days are forever. Okay? The Passover, we will do the Pesach in the kingdom. Okay? These feast days will be forever. Right? Yahawashi said that out of his own mouth. Let's go into that. Where is it at? This is Mark 14, and I'm going to start at 22. And as they did, Yahawashi took bread and blessed and brake it and gave it to them and said, Take, eat, this is my body. Okay? And he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. Now what was in the cup? It was wine. This was the Passover, the Pesach, what the world calls the Last Supper. Failing to understand, this is the Passover, this is the Pesach. Alright, now the world calls it Easter. Okay, because they have no understanding of what was actually taking place. Right? But we have the understanding, so we are diligent, and we understand that this is a Pesach feast. And they all drank of it, and he said unto them, This is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many. Verily I say unto you, I will drink no more of the fruit of the vine until that day that I drink it new in the kingdom of power. Right? And when they had sung and hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. So Yahawashi is letting you know, he's foreshadowing us doing the Pesach feast in the kingdom of heaven. Alright? So once again, we will sit down with Yahawashi, right? And drink the wine, eat the bread. We will partake in the Passover feast once again in the kingdom. It will be glorious. Alright? Hey, Shalawam, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham to all you brothers and sisters coming in. What is this guy saying? Badly locks. It's the moral law, all feast days, and keeping the Sabbath. Yeah, all 613 laws, bro. We keep what we can. Okay? We keep what we are basically allowed to keep in this captivity, because understanding this, we can't go forth and unalive pride individuals, right? And this is so-called Pride Month, right? And it's against the law for people of our nation to man be with man, woman be with woman, right? So in the law, we would have to stone them but we can't go do that. So you keep in mind, you do what you can do, you know. Hopefully that answers any question that you may have had. Now, keeping it going, Yahawashi is letting you know we will sit down and have that Passover feast once again in the kingdom. So that law is forever. These ceremonies are forever. So let's go back to 2nd Esdras 9 and 30, and let's read it all again. And thou spakest, saying, Hear me, O Israel, and mark my words, thou seed of Jacob. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. Now, what people is this talking about? The seed of Jacob. What people is that? Of the 12 tribes, right? So that is Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the seed of Jacob. Let's get a precept to that, and it would be Psalms 147, 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, right? His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahawah. So, for anybody that's confused about can other nations receive salvation, or under other nations under the law, or can other nations commit sin? No, these other nations have not been shown the laws, commandments, and statutes. They have not been given that standard, which us, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, so-called, right, true Hebrew Israelites, have been shown. So we have been given a certain standard. And that's why when we teach, when we tell brothers and sisters, especially when you're new, hey bro, this is the standard. You can't come through and make up some wishy-washy type of standard that you want to make up, because that's incorrect. You would be just like the world. Alright? When I first came on here, what did I do? I got under the brothers of the Great Millstone. Okay? Well, actually, I was under the, I was listening to, what's the dude name, man? General Nabaji. But the Spirit allowed me to see that this individual was off. Okay? And I was just listening to him because he's an Israelite. He was saying some of the same things, but his doctrine was off. He was telling us we can't eat mushrooms. Like, that's not in the law, bro. Alright? And a lot of other stuff that those guys were saying over there, it was off. So, your discernment has to grow. Right? So, as you grow, you learn a certain order, a certain standard that has been kept. Right? And that's stemming from the laws, commandments, and statutes. Okay? Verse 31. For behold, I sow my law in you. Who is that you? That's the seed of Jacob. That's the 12 tribes. That's the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. So forever, you shall be honored with the laws, commandments, and statutes, because you are glorifying Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's what it means when the scriptures say we are made in the image of God. The image means likeness, all right, similitude, a similar type of way. So we are in that image. We are in that way that the Most High is. Yahawah is, right? By doing things that he does, by not being sinful, by moving in a vibration that he moves in. So when he rests on the Sabbath day, the Shabbat, which we are leaving right now because the sun is going down and the moon is coming out, right? We rest. So we just rested because the Heavenly Father was resting. All right? At the end of the day, it was a day deemed for rest. Shabbat means rest. I had an individual yesterday try to tell me that Shabbat means Saturday. Come on, man. All right? You individuals are not taking stuff back to the Hebrew. You are not actually studying and researching and being diligent in none of this stuff. You're just saying stuff out of the side of your mouth. And we can tell. Okay? Saturday, Monday, Friday, Sunday, none of that's in the scriptures. It was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, and day 7. Period. Point blank. That's what the scriptures say. Okay? And those were based upon the new moon. All right, when the moon, new moon was in the sky, boom. All right, at the end of the day. So let's keep it going. Verse 32, 2 Esdras 9 and 32. But our fathers, which received the law, kept it not, and observed not thy ordinances, the order. And though the fruit of thy law did not perish, neither could it, for it was thine. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. Right? So they perished because they couldn't keep the laws, commandments, and statutes, and none of us can. Alright? With the law, you're going to perish. Okay? Because you're going to break it. At the end of the day, at some point in time, the only person that, who kept the law 100%? Can the comment board, y'all can interact. Alright? Who kept the law 100%? Sure, all y'all brothers know. Hey, Shalawam, the brother Bangad. Shalawam. Alright? Atazawan, you know. Boxer, you know. Kakama, you know. Hey, y'all cheating. Alright, y'all ain't supposed to answer. Alright, yeah, Yahawashi. Okay? But in his past life, did he keep it 100%? That would be the understanding. Right? No. He didn't keep it 100% as Solomon. He committed idolatry. He didn't keep it 100% as Isaac. He didn't keep it 100% as Adam. Okay? He went off in these past lives. Understanding that. But coming back, and let's get Isaiah, the 11th chapter. Because you got to understand, he was what Yahawah deemed a sacrifice. Yahawah gave a sacrifice. He said, no, you Levites, y'all can no more give a sacrifice. Y'all sacrifice is pointless. Okay? Because it's not going to work. You constantly give it and give it and give it, but it doesn't do anything because you constantly commit sin. It got to the point where the Levites, the priests, they knew they were going to sin. They were thinking about it in their mind. So they would go and get sheep prepared. I'm about to mess with this man's wife. Let me get a sheep. Let me put that sheep. Let me prepare the sheep beforehand. Because I'm about to commit adultery. Right? This was the mindset about people. Straight wickedness. Okay? Yahawah's not to be played with. He's not one to be mocked. Alright? This is Isaiah 11 and 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse. Who is that rod? That's King David. Alright? At the end of the day. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. Now what's that branch? Yahawashi. Okay? At the end of the day. Yahawashi. Okay? And the spirit of Yahawah shall rest upon him. So Yahawah set up Yahawashi. He placed that spirit on him. The spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge, and of the fear of Yahawah. Keep in mind that this is after Solomon's time frame. Okay? This was speaking of a future prophecy. The spirit of knowledge and of the fear of Yahawah, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahawah. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. What's one thing that Yahawashi could do at will? And really, because Yahawah had given him that power. Okay? Because all of our powers, spiritual powers, right? It's gonna be like we call on Yahawah and we'll be able to do these type of things. Read the book of the book of Judges. Every time Samson wanted to do something, the spirit of power came upon him. He did not have it at will. When he was captured, right? They was able to, you say he was the strongest man, right? They was able to capture him, put irons upon his wrists, right? He couldn't do nothing about it. But later on, the spirit of Yahawah came upon him, and he was like, boom. And he took out 1,000 men with a jawbone. Understanding that. So the spirit has to come on a man. You won't be able to do stuff at will in that sense. Alright? So Yahawashi had the spirit of, he was given a great, amazing type of spirit, a gift, right? Because even faith is a gift. These spiritual powers are gifts. So he was able to look at a man in his insides and see everything about that individual. So he wasn't judging off of carnal means, looking at a brother and holding this towards a brother or saying this about a brother or whatever, predetermined, presumptuous thoughts. He didn't have that. Yahawashi would not move that type of way. Okay, he can look at you and look at your intentions. He's looking at your soul. All right, and this is what many individuals are scared of, because he's going to look at you and he's going to know that your conscience is off, that you're holding thoughts, you're holding wickedness, you're holding stuff that you're doing in the dark, and you're trying to shove that under the rug. All right, so Yahawashi is going to see all of that. He sees all of that right now with the Halalyam making the report. All right, so let's read that one more time. Isaiah 11:3, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahawah, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes. So he shall not be carnal, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. So he's not going to be on no he say, she say. All right, this is what a lot of Israel is on. He say, she say, right? But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. Right? And Yahawashi is speaking through his men today, men that he has raised up. Right? We are vessels. You could look at us as just speakers, and the spirit is the voice coming out of those speakers. Right? At the end of the day, we just vessels. We just living sacrifices. Right? That's what you got to look at yourself as. So going back to 2nd Esdras 9, and let's go back to 33. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them, which is the law. And lo, it is a custom, when the ground hath received seed, or the ship, or the sea, Salakia, a ship, or any vessel, meat or drink, that being perished within, it was sown or cast into. That thing also which was sown or cast therein, or received, doeth perish, and remaineth not with us, but with us it hath not happened so. For we that have received the law perish by sin, and our heart, our minds also which received it. Notwithstanding, the law perisheth not, but remaineth in his force. So as we pass away, as the scriptures say, a man's life is short, right? That's why Yahawah has mercy on us a lot of times, because our life is short. We're learning, we're growing, we're doing this, we're doing that, etc., right? We pass away, the law never passes away. It never changes, it never goes away. Understanding that. So it remains in his force. It's still there, still what it's supposed to be, right? And it really comes in us and may go out of some of us because of this flesh. Because some individuals, your flesh is, you're losing that battle, right? You may have certain addictions in the world that you can't overcome at this point in time, because maybe you're not putting 100% of your faith in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, let's say cigarettes, right? That's to most brothers that would be a stress reliever. Well, just put it in the scriptures, man. You know, when you're feeling that urge, start reading the scriptures, watch a video, etc. You have to stop putting these struggles on false gods, because that would be a false god to you. You're going to get it, or brothers do the tree, right? You know, I'm talking about people in the world, right? You would put all the effort into rolling a blunt and doing all that stuff, and then lighting and doing, you're religious with it, right? You put all that time and effort. Why can't you just take that, cut it out, and come into these scriptures? Put more time into these scriptures. This is a comfort thing. This will sustain thee, Yahawashi. So you're turning away from these false gods. If you look up the origins of W-E-E-D, right, it would go also back to Moabites. And they used to do that when they worship false gods. And then, you know, they would pretend that it was the God showing them certain things, when it was just the damn herb that was messing with them in that type of way. You know? So we have to leave all this type of stuff alone, man. It's not, none of this type of stuff on a carnal sense is going to save you. None of this type of stuff. Keeping it going. Let's read that one more time. Notwithstanding, the law perisheth not, but remaineth in his force. And when I spake these things in my heart, I looked back with my eyes, and upon the right side I saw a woman. And that woman is Yasharahla. And behold, she mourned and wept with a loud voice, and was much grieved in heart, and her clothes was rent, and she had ashes upon her head. All right, and I end it right there. I go, let's go back to Isaiah, the 11th chapter, and go to verse 5. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reins. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the falling together, and a little child shall lead them. All right. So more so, Yahawashi has been given a different type of spirit. All right, a different type of understanding when he first came into this place. All right, when he came as Yahawashi in that lot. So he was able to keep the law 100%. All right, unlike his last failures. All right, and we will this is like our life. In this point in time, this is our chance to walk in that. We're not going to be as good as Yahawashi. Okay, but we come into this thing and we leave the world behind, and we begin to walk in that, trying to be perfect, trying to be blameless, trying to leave those type of sins behind, knowing and having that. What did he have? Verse 3, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of Yahawah. So when brothers first start coming into that fear of Yahawah, you start getting that real understanding. Then you know, hey, I can't do this because this comes with this. This comes with that consequence. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I got to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of my ability. Okay? And a precept had jumped in my mind. But it jumped out, man. But pretty much Yahawashi is different. Now, the servant is not greater. Let me get that, because that's what I want, but I can't remember where it's at. Servant is not greater. That whole John 3, no. Yeah, John 15, and go up. Start at 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. So what is this? We're walking in a similitude of Yahawashi. Okay? We're walking in a similitude of Yahawashi. Parallel. Let's say that. Right? You parallel with him. You're trying to walk the same. Right? So you're trying to move like he did. You're trying to do what he did. He fasted. You should fast. He prayed all the time. You should pray all the time. He read the word, knew the scriptures, was able to quote them precept upon precept. You should be going like that. You should be. He studied. All right? The scripture said he studied, and knowledge was basically, he grew in knowledge. I think that's it, actually. He grew in knowledge. That's early. Let me see if I can find that. If a brother know it, and you could put it up on the comment board. But it's the one where, like, he was 12 years old, he was in the synagogues, and then he grew in knowledge, basically, when he began to teach. And the brother said, we are being spiritually groomed, preparing kind. Yeah, that's perfect. We are being spiritually groomed. So it's not gonna be overnight. You gotta go through trials. You gotta go through fighting the flesh. You gotta go through fighting your mind. You gotta rebuke yourself. You gotta fight these thoughts. You gotta go through the stuff. All right? You have to. And when you're going through it, recognize that it's a test. All right? He increased in knowledge, or he grew in knowledge. Nobody know that one? I'm trying to find it real quick. But if not, it's all good. Nobody know that one. He was going through it earlier, that's what's gonna happen. We gonna go through it. We gonna go through it until we get into those chariots, man. You know? Shoot. We gonna go through it. Yeah, I can't find it. And I'm not gonna linger on it. We're gonna keep it going. So back to John 15 and 18. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own, but because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Right? I remember in the world, man, I could, you know, talking to girls, I would have more luck. You come into this thing now, you first of all, you start looking at what you used to like, and it's kind of like disgusting. Right? Females, fake hair, music they like, all this shit is bullshit. I look at a chick that I maybe would talk to 5 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever, as disgusting, as trash now. And that's because we reformed. We're changing. Our habits are not the same. We looking at old life as disgusting, as trash. I was really doing this? I was doing that? Right? Blacking mouths? Ugh. You despise the old you. That's what you should do. You should not be thinking, well, I wasn't that bad in the world. No, we was all bad. We was all bad. Well, I wasn't that bad. Yes, you was. You was, bro. We was all living a life according, you know, that demanded death. You know, and that when you realize that, then you'll look at it with a newfound understanding. My old life demanded for me to be unalived, to me to be put down, right? Every single one of us, right? So none of us can look at each other and be like, yeah, I'm better than that brother. I ain't do that shit that he did. That brother was true. No, you did some shit though. You did some shit. I did some shit. He did some shit. We all did some shit. All right? It's the best is just laugh at it and keep moving on. You doing good now. In the sense, none of us do, you know, none of us are good, but we're doing righteousness. Right? And that's something to look at, and that's something to rejoice upon. Because you're closer to Yahawah. You used to be very distant from him. All right? Kind of Luke 2. Hey, the water, bro, if that's it. Luke 2. And I know it's at the end of the chapter. Luke 2, 41 through 52. Yep, that's it. Hey, I'm gonna just get 52, but the water. Matter of fact, I'll start at 49. And he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wit ye not that I must be about my Father's business? This is the type of understanding that we have when we come into this truth. We leave worldly stuff behind. I used to be about what? Producing, making music, throwing events in LA, throwing parties, etc., etc. I used to take all that energy and get hundreds of people to come to a party, right? And make sure it flows, organize it, make sure the sound is good, make sure the speakers is good, etc., etc. I would put so much energy into doing that, right? We forsake that stuff now. We throw it away. It doesn't matter anymore. Our old life is our old life. So we would leave that alone, all right? It's not interesting to us no more because we now see how it was pointless. It was what? As Solomon said, vanity, vexation of spirit. Okay? Because we are about our Father's business now. We are about Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's the main goal. That's the priority. You got to have spiritual priorities. All right? Verse 50. And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. And that's why our people don't understand us. You always preaching. You always on the corner. You always doing lessons. My mama say that all the time. You always doing a lesson. Like, that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. I'm not out here doing no bullshit. Right? Shoot, would you rather me do it like what you want me to do? Like, well, what do you want from me? Like, for real. Right? So if you get told you're always doing a lesson, then that's good. Because I'm about my Father's business. We should be about our Father's business. Especially, brothers, if y'all brothers can't see, bro, Jacob's trouble, man. Okay? The U.S. Marines are in L.A. right now. They got an attack chopper flying around L.A. Why do you need an attack chopper in L.A.? Why? What's the need for all that? Okay? You have troops on the ground. You have Dallas protesting. You have New York protesting. You got Louisville protesting. You got LA protesting. Okay? And you have several other states, cities that possibly will join. This is a domino effect. Alright? If you're peeping, understanding. And then you also have Ireland protesting, France protesting, and Spain protesting. Okay? The whole planet, in different parts of the planet, they're tired of this devil. Okay? So if you can't tell that this is what Yahawashi was talking about, and you think America gonna exist for 20, 30, 40, 50 more years, man, you ain't got the spirit of prophecy. Okay? You gotta be about your Father's business. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is dealing with those that's about him, because they're about him. So he's about them. It's residuals. It's what is it, man? It's reflections. The image. We are made in his image, most definitely, because we move in the likeness of him. Not all these individuals. A lot of you individuals are following after the image of Baal, after Satan, after the so-called YT man. You doing what he does. You're moving like him. You're after the image of the devil, your father. All right. So you like, you're an orphan now. You left your heritage, and you went to go claim another man as your father. Like, what? Yeah, that was my dad, but now he my dad. Think about how that shit is. How that sound? How you gonna leave your father's house and go to another man's house and call that your father? But hey, they can't get it, because it ain't for them. Verse 50. And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these sayings in her heart, in her mind. And Yahawashi increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with Yahawah and man. So Yahawashi increased. He grew. Right? He grew. When he became a man, age 12, and he started going after this thing 100%, man. Alright? He grew. You know? So that's showing you also, we all have a changing point. We all have a time and place where we have to wake up. Maybe it wasn't meant for brothers to wake up 10 years ago. It wasn't meant. I know if I would have woke up in the military, I would have hated life so much, because now let's get that in Ecclesiastes. Alright? And then we're going to go back to John 15 and we're going to wrap it up, because I got about 15 minutes left on lunch. Alright, Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. For in much wisdom it's much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And you know how much we walk around and we see this world and we hate it and we despise it, and it vexes us, and it eats at our souls. Right? It's hard, bro. We hate this place. We want this place to be gone last year, bro. You know, and you should feel like that. Every single brother should feel like that. And for you individuals out there that say we teach H-A-T-E, you don't actually know the scriptures at all. Okay? You are supposed to H-A-T-E abomination. Okay? You're supposed to H-A-T-E wickedness, sin, all of this type of stuff. But you want to suffer, you want to allow sin to stay upon your brother. You don't want to H-A-T-E it. You enjoy seeing individuals go out here and unalive people and shit like that. You don't H-A-T-E that. Because you're wicked in your damn self, man. Oh, it's not me. They ain't get me. As long as they ain't mess with me. Come on, man. Alright? You're supposed to love another as you would love yourself. If you don't want that done to another one, you know what I'm saying? It's a sense of compassion. It's a sense of compassion that brothers share, right? Even though we understand it's 2/3 out there that gotta get deported and things of that nature because they rejected Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? We don't want our people to we don't want our people to be destroyed, but we understand what time it is, and that certain things have to happen. You know, houses shall dwell forever. Woe unto them that call evil good. Destruction. You know, and they gotta go. I'll get that for you. Ecclesiastes 7, 2-4. And it reads, it is better, and we'll start at the top. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. Who do we have a good name with? Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. A good report. Just as Cornelius, who was indeed an Israelite, because he had a good report. He was known as a just man, and he had a good report with all of Israel. Okay, so ain't no heathen got no good report with all of Israel, bro. That's how you know he was an Israelite. We don't look at no heathen and be like, he got a good report. What gives you a good report? Keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes, serving Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That gives you a good report. Oh, this brother out here, this brother doing the work. He doing it correctly, in the correct doctrine, 100%. You know, he takes rebuke. He's doing what he's supposed to do. That's a good report. That's a good name. So Cornelius earned that. When he came in, he got right. He left his old ways and he got right. Okay? So a just man, if you go into that word just, it will let you know that it showed that he kept the laws, commandments, and statutes. All right? So keeping it going. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. So it's better the end of a thing than the beginning of it. That's why you celebrating your birthday? I cursed the day we came into this place, man. We was born into captivity. We was born into slavery. But you celebrating that shit? Right? No, man. The day we gonna celebrate is the day we go into chariots and we get up out of here. That's the day we gonna celebrate. That's the day that we gonna rejoice over. We gonna cry and we gonna be happy, and it's gonna be tears of joy and far more than we could ever feel. Cause that's a feeling that, damn, bro, that's a feeling that we ain't never felt before. To leave a captivity for good and to know that we will never go into captivity again. We left Egypt. Yeah, we left a captivity, but it was more captivities to go in front of that last captivity. This captivity is the last one, and we will never, ever be persecuted or go into captivity again. We will actually go into true rulership. All right, Micah 2:10 will not rest upon our head no more. This is not our rest. Keeping it going. Verse 2, it is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. All right, so you want to be alert. You want to be cautious. You don't want to be partying and in the spirit of murder at this point in time. Going back to that wedding that happened, where 23 individuals got unalive and the bride made it. They were in a spirit of marrying, a spirit of myrrh, a spirit of partying on a party bus. All right, doing all type of wickedness, etc., etc. Okay, so they're getting took out. Yahawah showed that as an example to all these people, because it kind of made, you know, kind of minor news or whatever, right? And we saw it. It was all Jake, right? So they wasn't in their right mind. They didn't know how to measure the times diligently. You need to seek those that know how to measure the times diligently. Those that are telling you that this place is over. So what? Prophet of doom. Okay. We're telling you about doom. Wouldn't you want somebody to tell you about doom if doom is approaching? Or you just want somebody to let you get messed up? Hey, bro, it's a car coming 50 miles per hour right down the street. It's coming right. It's going to hit you, bro. Oh, yeah, nah, forget you. Why you tell me that? That's how your people acting, though. That's how our people are acting, man. We telling you what's going on, but you like, no, don't try to help me. Let me die. Let me. That's our people, though. That's Jake. That's Jake, man. That's Jake. They want smooth things. They want their kid to go to college. You want your kid to go to college. Hey, for you brothers, man, you send a female to college, she might leave your precious little girl, she come back a whore. That's what college does to women. Alright? That's what college does to women, bro. You know, that's what these schools are set up for. Get in those fraternities and sororities. All these Greek gods that you worshiping. You know, we could go on and on, but let's keep it going and let's get back to John 15. Alright, sorrow, verse 3, is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. So lessons. Why are we being chastised? To build us up, to make us better individuals. You wouldn't know nothing if you didn't go through anything. You understand that? You think you was born perfect? No, you got to be taught. You got to go through these lessons. You got to stump your toe a couple times. You got to fall. You got to break something to know, to move better. Wouldn't you move better if you broke something? I ain't trying to feel that pain ever again, right? So you would move more cautious if you go through stuff. A lot of individuals, you want to skip and go straight to the top when you didn't get none of the experience that was needed to make it to the top. So now you're in a position and you don't know how to rule. You don't have any of the experience required for the office. You got a lot of these trends that come out, those memes, when you lie on your resume. That's what it is. All right, Esau lied on his resume. Now he's at the top and he don't know what the fuck to do. He lied on his resume. Why is he in that spot? That's why he's gonna get removed. You don't need to be a ruler, bro. You are terrible at the job. You are the worst of all the nations. The worst. I promise you that. Right? You are the worst. Like even the Japhetic, like other nations actually had a little bit of sense to certain things, but Esau, you just, you know, like every other nation was wicked though, understanding they worship false gods, etc., etc. But they had more understanding than damn Esau, man. All right, let's keep it going. And the good precepts. Verse 4: the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of myrrh. Right? Because they're not watching, they're not paying attention. So you in your house partying, and that's the same, because what's your first house? This. So you in your thoughts, you in your mind, you in your body, partying, thinking everything is good, but then you get destroyed because you wasn't ready, you wasn't paying attention. So you have to go through stuff. Alright, going back to John, and let's finish it up. John the 15th chapter. And I get y'all precepts in verse 19. Once again, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So we going through this. We are being hated and persecuted by the world to build us up. All right? So we are, first and foremost, we understanding this ain't it. We don't want to be accepted by this place. Right? I don't want to be. If you're liked by these Eves, man, these hyenas, then you know you need to check that. Like why, you know, they thinking you a NIGGA of the world or something. All right, you know you shouldn't be. These YNs shouldn't be looking at you and thinking that you know what I'm saying. It's a glow that brothers have. It's a different presence, an aura, if you can understand that. It's an aura that we have. They know we different. They know we different, bro. They just know. Maybe based upon how we look, how we dress, how we talk, maybe. How we lay back, not in all the talks. Alright? Etc., etc. At my job, they'll bring pizza and stuff, but I'm never out there with them. Because it's damn near always pepperoni pizza. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So some people have to come, they'll come and ask me, hey, we got pizza, you want some? I'm like, no, I'm good. That's it. I'm good. Because we different. We set apart. That's holy. We not with this world. Alright? Our conversations ain't gonna be the same. We can't really talk to our coworkers like that. I'm not going to drink beer with you after work, man. I'm not trying to catch up. I'm not trying to watch NBA finals with you. I'm not trying to do none of that. I don't want to come over your house. Alright? You know? Because our mindsets are not the same. Our cultures are not the same. We don't think the same. Your practices are different. Your practices offend my power. It's against my power. It's against my nature. It's against what I believe in. So I cannot join. Amos 3:3. Can two walk together unless they be agreed upon? No. We cannot agree with each other. We won't. So I can't. Now it's high and by, all right? And that's what it is, all right? With our family members, you know, it's high and by. Hey, you chill, you talk, you be cool, you be peaceful, because you live peaceful with all men, right? But I ain't trying to be around forever, you know what I'm saying? You know? Try to shine your light a little bit and then get up out of there. Verse 20. Remember the word that I have said unto you, the servant is not greater than his master. And if they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. Right? So as Yahawashi came and gave it to the disciples and 70 other men and more than that, right? They kept the word, right? And then they went and they gave the word out, and those people kept the word. And then they went and they gave the word out, and those people kept the word. You see how this cycle continues? This is why it's important for brothers to do lessons. This is why it's important for you to share. This is why it's important for you to, you know, bring this gospel out. Because regardless if you think anybody's watching, somebody is watching. The word does not go out void, okay? And the seed will land somewhere. I could just throw a seed out here, let the wind take it. It might land in a field and a tree might grow somewhere. Do you understand that, bro? Stop looking at you like, you gotta really think about, bro, if you believe and you got the faith, you know, it's major. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is gonna be with you. You doing what you're supposed to do, he's gonna be with you. So think about that, bro. Really have that faith. Like, and that's, bro, going into Jacob's trouble, which we see is taking a heightened turn, which California just sued the U.S. and the mayor just declared a curfew in L.A. So, I mean, it's just, hey, just declare martial law. Just come on. All right, let's get to that business, right? So, I'm like, hey, California, it's looking like the movie Civil War. It's looking like California want to leave the U.S. How you gonna sue your own government for the ICE raids? All right. But hey, it's all a script, it's all a plan, and it is what it is, and it's coming down from the elites, all right? The banking families, those that's really in power at this point in time, Esau, Edom, okay? Now let's finish this up. Let's get a little bit more of this, and then I'll wrap it up, because y'all gotta get back in about 10 minutes. Verse 21, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. So if they hate Yahawashi, they also hate Yahawah. They don't know Yahawah. They don't know Yahawashi. All right? They're going to persecute you for the name of Yahawashi because they don't know Yahawah. So what God are they calling on? What God are they worshiping? Verse 22, if I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin. So going back to, what is it? 2nd Esdras 9:10 going down. An opportunity for repentance was given unto them. Right? So it's been open. But they don't want to take it. So now your sins is out in the open. You're exposed. Your wickedness is known. We've told you the correct way. You can't say to the Heavenly Father or Yahawashi, man, that you didn't know the correct way. You can't. It's over 1 million videos on YouTube. Literally. Alright? And it's probably far more than that. You know, I don't know how many brothers is actually bringing out the doctrine. Right? But it's damn near well over 1 million videos on YouTube. Okay? So, hey, you got brothers that's bringing out the correct doctrine in damn near every major city in America and in different continents. That is true. Continents, countries, right? So this gospel is being preached all over the world, and then the end shall come. So that end is about to take place. It's very soon, man. We can all feel it. All right. Verse 23, he that hateth me hateth my Father also. Exactly what we just said. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, nobody else did what Yahawashi did, they had not had sin, but now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. They played their cards. You showed out of your heart, you showed in your mind that you truly hate Yahawashi. He healed all these people, walked on water, did this, did that, showed you it's not coming from Beelzebub. It's coming from the Most High. He gave reverence to Yahawah, gave honor to Yahawah, said that Yahawah sent him. All right, he came in the name, and you still deny him. All right. Verse 25, going down to 27, that's be it. And I'll get brothers' precepts real quick. But this cometh to pass that this word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. So the prophecy had to be fulfilled. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. All right, and that truth came out in 1969. Elder Albert Bibbins brought it out. All right, and then it flowed like it did a long time ago. Okay, you can't stop it. It will always recycle. It will always come back. And this time, it will not be, it ain't gonna be no more 350 years of us being in slavery. It ain't gonna be no 3 days and a half of us being unalived. All right, nah, this is it. This is the moment, man. Start looking at that like this is the moment. You've been watching the movie. Well, in the movie, you got a climax. We about to get there. And then after that, it's just straight rulership. All right, let's get the second address. Yeah, we quoted it. I'm going to get Matthew 24 and 14 for the brother. And really starting at start at 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So, martyrs, things of that nature, right? Prisons, all right? We're going to be captured, okay? It's possible. Keep in mind that this is possible. These things could take place. Know what you are a part of. All right, this ain't no cupcake. This ain't no, it's and keep in mind that your families are subject to that as well. Okay, your families are subject to that as well. Don't let that deter you, because once again, going back to keep the faith. Know who your power is. Okay, he's allowing these things to happen, so he's gonna take care of you, regardless if that be your lot. He's gonna give you a spirit to undergo it. Alright? And then, man, you're gonna straight into that everlasting body. Poof. Like nothing happened. Alright? Death. That's Yahawashi say. Death, where's your sting? That's what you're gonna be saying. We're gonna be laughing. Right? Keeping it going. 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. You can act like your mom's is gonna be cool with you all the time. Your auntie who always made the sweet potato pie, she gonna be your best friend. No. Okay, when that C-hip come out and they talking about rounding up people that don't take it, and you telling your people don't take it, they might look at you and say, I ain't gonna take that, baby. Trying to hide the shit. Alright? When money is involved, family members get to acting weird. You understand that? When money is involved, your family members will start acting weird and strange, and will be changing on you. All right? So understand that's they're gonna look at it as their livelihood. Cause I remember I told my people, don't take the jump shot. Damn near all my people took the jump shot. All right? Damn near all of them. All right? Now look at them. That's all I can say. Got issues down the line. Health issues down the line. Things of that nature. Still trying to help them recover from that. Tell them eat this, eat that, boom, boom, boom. But it was a faith-based issue. The faith wasn't there. Because who they call on? Jesus Christ. Ain't no faith in Jesus Christ, man. He ain't building you up. So people are going to change and betray one another. Your best friend of 15 years will sell you out. Yeah, my boy a Hebrew Israelite. Yeah. Alright? Come on, man. Nah, that ain't gonna happen to me. All right, fuck around and find out. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. They here. You constantly see them. We know them. We can name them. We know who they are. They here. And many rise up every single day. I had a dude. It's a dude on one of my posts on here right now that's saying he is Yahawashi. But he's saying Jesus Christ. And I told him, I said, okay, show us your power. Like, yo, these dudes is goofy, man. All right? They here. And they don't understand. Every idle word shall be judged. You remember when you said that on TikTok? All right? And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Civil war, purge, neighbor against neighbor. You've been stacking up. You got, but they gonna be in people's houses. If you play these apocalyptic games, right now I'm playing the Division 2, where in the game the vid, right, broke out because they calling it a thing, right? It broke out in the game. It affected a lot of people, and now you got people just fighting each other for resources. So they show you in these games, like The Last of Us, right? They show you in these games and these movies before it really actually happens. That's predictive programming. They're trying to get into your mindset to let you know this is what's about to take place, right? So keep in mind that love of many are gonna wax cold. People are gonna be out here unleashing all the ammo that they're stacked up. They're gonna be out here, especially when you hungry and you desperate. You will do whatever for some food. All right. Finishing it up. That damn puzzle piece. That's how I know I've been on lunch too long. That puzzle piece. Hold up, man. Come on, man. Come on. Alright. Shalakia. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And who is that? That's talking about the elect. Those that endure unto the end. Those that do not take the sea hip. Alright, because you got a certain camp out here that's saying that you could take it, but you could just remove it. No, that's not it. Alright, ain't gonna be no removing it. Once you take it, that's it. Signed, sealed, delivered. You gone. Alright, you're done. Once you take it, you're done. Ain't no turning back. Okay? You can't take it and turn back. You can't take it and repent. You take it, you're signing an oath to Satan, man. To the devil, to Esau Edom. That's what you're doing. So keep that in mind when they put a rifle to your head, man. Keep that in mind. Last verse. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world to a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Now I saw a video earlier that the brother Bahasham shared with IUIC talking about they going to Iraq, Iran, you know, going to all the 54 countries of Africa, talking about they going to all of Asia, going to Australia, going here and going there. Okay, that's pointless. Okay, if Yahawah wants a prophet to be in that land, he will raise up a prophet in that land that's an Israelite, because as Israelites we are scattered all over. All right, so if it's Israelites in that land, he'll raise up one in that land and allow that brother to, you know, start a camp there and produce there and edify the sheep there. We don't have to travel around these places, man. Okay, we don't have the funds, the finances to do these type of things, because we're not 501(c)(3) funded. We're not funded by the white man. All right, and we're not demanding money from our people or nothing like that. That ain't how it's supposed to be. All right, these individuals are off. You got to question, you got to ask them, how do they got the money to do this type of stuff when they're doing this type of stuff? All right, you know, so we let the internet like this do the heavy lifting. The brother Kawam, you out in Florida, right? I'm reaching that brother all the way in Florida. That's about 5,000, 6,000 miles away. All right, you know, the brother Matazaba was in here. You out in Australia. That brother's all the way on the other side of the planet, right? Let the internet do the heavy lifting, man. You ain't got to go nowhere. What you got to do is hit the highways and hedges in your city. Do what the scripture said. go to the high area of commerce where they buying and they selling. Go out there. All right? Go in front of a Walmart, go in front of a McDonald's, you know, go to an intersection. All right? You know, be wise about it. You know? So, and preach and teach. Get the stick and preach and teach. You don't have to travel to these other countries. Put it on YouTube. Let the algorithm do the job. All right? Share it. You know what I'm saying? Trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi to get that word out there. All right? Man, brothers, I gotta go though. Yeah, the places of chief concourse. I have so much more research to do. Yeah, sister. Yeah, just keep researching. But hold it down on the comment board. Hold it down. To you sisters, hold it down. They will try to force us to take it. Okay, with that being said, that's a good question. They can't force you to do nothing. Okay? It's gonna be where you either gonna have to willingly take it, or they're gonna give you the option to yeah, I mean, in that sense, they'll say unalive you or you take it. So, but they can't put it in you. You understand what I'm saying? Yahawah's not gonna allow them to do that. Okay? It's gonna be to the point where they're offering it, you take it, and you can buy, sell, do this and do that, and keep continuing in this society. Or you don't take it, you will be persecuted, you will be thrown into a FEMA camp, you will be unalived, you will be a guillotine, firing squad, all these type of stuff that they got set up for us. Alright? So they're gonna make it where it's convenient. They're gonna make it and say where you get this and it'll prevent us getting the CV-25 maybe, which they're trying to push out here. So they're gonna make it where if you don't take it, then you're like an enemy to the state. How they try to do with the magazine. You get what I'm saying? So nobody's gonna forcibly put it in you. Okay, sister? So don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Kind, yeah. That's why you in here. Just you know. And that's a good question though. While I'm so scared, and I know I'm not supposed to be, but I feel like everything is happening so fast. That's how you feel when you come into this truth. I'm gonna get you a scripture real quick. Alright, don't be scared. This is Psalms 55:22. Cast thy burden upon Yahawah, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So cast your burdens upon him. This is when you pray. This is when you fast. This is when you call out to him. We shall all be calling out to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi in these times. What you need to do right now is continue to listen. Watch the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone on YouTube. Right? Watch the brothers when they come on here. Brothers that you see, you know, we fellowship with. All right? Because you've been in these lives a couple times. So you see, you know, you come in, you see the right brothers. The lives that I be in, these are the right brothers. Alright, watch those brothers, you know, and don't worry too much about the actions of this devil. Alright, because the devil can't touch you if Yahawah don't want him to touch you. I would suggest you read the book of Job. Okay? Because Satan couldn't do nothing to Job unless Yahawah allowed him to do something to Job. So understanding that Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is making all the moves. So we don't gotta fear if the power is with us. You can't do nothing for the truth. You know, you can't do nothing against the truth. Alright? At the end of the day. And let me see. How do you know we are the true Israelites? Okay, Deuteronomy 28th chapter, the curses that's placed upon our people. You can tell by our people living in poverty, check to check, working at corporations, and not reaping the benefits, all right, planting vineyards, and not being able to live in these. We built America, right? That can be known. Native Americans, Latinos, and so-called Negroes built up America. Are we reaping it? Are we the billionaires and trillionaires of America? No. We built up Rome. We built up Italy. We built up Spain. We built up France. We built up a lot of these nations. Do we get to reap these nations? No. So that's Deuteronomy 28 in the 30th chapter. right? You don't get to reap the vineyard that you planted. Okay? And it's also via the Spirit. We can understand these scriptures. We can break them down to you. We can bring it out. We call it on the true names, the correct names. Brothers have been shown the correct Paleo-Hebrew in the names and went to actual archaeological sites and saw the Hebrew written on stone. So it's the mysteries of heaven, of the kingdom, are being revealed to us. Nobody else. All right? So how are we the true Israelites? Look at the Israelites, the ones that say they're the Israelites, and ask them where the rest of the tribes at. Because last time I checked, all they know is Levi, Judah, and Benjamin. You know, where's the northern kingdom at? Where's Gad at? Where's Naphtali? Where's Simeon? Where's Asher? Those ish people over there, they can't tell you. They have no clue. All right? Let me see, man. He don't know he an Israelite. He call on the name, but he don't. Yeah, I ain't got enough time to do all that. I gotta go though, man. I gotta go. Why would people take something they know, the MOTB, that defeats the point of deception? Yeah, because like I said earlier, they're gonna make it very convenient and they're gonna make it mandatory. So when money is on the line, people will give in. They'll get very desperate. They're gonna use desperation as an advantage. And that's how they're going to get people to take it. All right? Everything in society. You won't be able to pay your bills without the MOTB. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going to look at it and be like, well, I took it for my kids. That's what they're going to say. Right? They're going to be like, God don't want us to starve. I can hear Jake right now. God didn't want us to starve, so I took it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they will create. They're fearmongers, man. They're fearmongers. All right, but hey, man, I do have to go for real. People lost their jobs, couldn't go certain places under this. Yeah, but that was the pre-stage. That was the pre-stage. But hey, I gotta get up out of here because I'm about to be late. I actually am late. All praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well and sincerity taught us this truth. Shalawam, the water to all you brothers and sisters, the water to all you brothers for the precepts and the input, all right, and supporting the lesson oh so nicely, man. Appreciate it. Shalawam to all you brothers, Kawam, Aitazawan, Yanasha, Shakwaya, Boxer, Aparayam, Zabak, Endure. Shalawam to you brothers, Nakaf. All right, Shalawam to you sisters as well, listening in the background. As always, Kwam Yasharahla and a Baba Ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon. Shalawam.